Hey, welcome back to Tony's Board Life. Of course, I am Tony here. We have a Recon, advanced Recon we are going to do today. Today, we are going to be looking at Heroes Against the Red Star, and of course, I had to get the F4K X maps as well, so we'll take a look at those. But let's take a look. So this is Lock and Load, a Lock and Load tactical system. Heroes Against the Red Star is 1985, Cold War gone hot, tactical level from the system. If you've watched my videos on the Heroes of the Falklands, it is the same time period, roughly, that more modern and everything like that. So it's spring of 1985 and the Cold War has turned hot. Out of the dawn sky, Soviet paratroopers plunged towards West Germany's soil. On the ground, the 1st Tank Division, the 33rd Motor Rifle Regiment, rolled towards key command and control targets. NATO has mobilized quickly, World War III has begun, and once again, Western Europe was the focal point. Heroes Against the Red Star, a complete game of the Lock and Load tactical series, presents the sweeping rush of the Soviets' army and the shock and ambition opening offensive on May 14th against American-held positions in West Germany, to the furious rush to Paris in June against emboldened foreign French forces. 25 scenarios feature a plethora of modern military hardware, tanks, aircrafts, helicopters, armored vehicles, and infantry armed with deadly sport weapons. There's no time for hesitation. The action is fast and destructive, and the victory is the only option. So, taking a look at that, let's go ahead and get the shrink off. The shrink's now off, as we can see, so let's go ahead and open up and see what we've got inside. We've got our maps here. So, I'll just briefly show them to you, but I've got the 4X maps, so we'll go through them a little bit more detail. They are double-sided. So we'll have to check and see on how that works out. So we've got our maps. We've got our 2 dice, although I use more than that. Usually you need more than that. We have our turn track, optional vehicle DRMs, NATO casualties, Soviet casualties, different things along those lines. We have our module rules and scenarios. Oh, that's cool. Now, this still has the 1960, the modern presence. I have the spiral bound where they converted it together. So this, we won't need that. We'll just put that to the side. And we have, this is 5/6 counter sheets. Oh, and even more maps. So that's pretty cool. I know there's a larger map in here. So let's take a look at these counters. So we have some M60s, M2s, M1s. And then we get the Soviets. We have some T-80s here. And T-72s. We have some Black Eagles. We have some M88s. We've got our AH-1. We've got my favorite, that A-10. Can't go wrong with an A-10 for sure. So we've got some aircraft here. So we have our Soviets and Americans. We have some more Soviets here. We have some East Germans. I'm pretty sure that's what these are. And these are probably going to be the West Germans. Take a look at that. We've got our administrative counters, which I do have the newer ones of those as well, along with our little characteristics and things like that. So that's pretty cool. Oh, those are French. Okay. So the blue is the French, because you can tell with the little flag behind it, which is not on the other counter. So we have our French, we have our heroes, leaders, and heroes. Yep, we have our heroes right here. So then we have our some other turrets for ours, and then we've got our weapons as well. Okay. Then of course we have our Russians here, or not Russians, Soviets. I don't want to get that mixed up because that's two different things right now. So these are Soviets. Then we have our Americans, our other Soviets as well. So quite a bit. So we have 6 counter sheets here. And what's nice about these is they're already clipped. So I can just punch and play, which is kind of cool. I really do enjoy that with these, with Lock and Load. So we have a few other maps here. Not double-sided. So then I know there is a really big map here for one of the scenarios. I know. So we have our big maps here. 35, Starklos. So we have our big map here. And I'm going to go over the 4K maps in detail here, so don't worry about that. We've got a rules reference chart, which, by the way, the player aids for Lock and Load Tactical are phenomenal. I definitely enjoy that quite a bit. Weapons and targets, small versus... So this is how you fire, which is really nice to have on that. When you have your sequence of play, a couple of extra things to help you out. Then we have our skill reference charts, ace gunner, things along those lines. And we have kind of, the terrain effects chart as well. So some player aids, no problem. So we've got that. So let me get this stuff back in here, and then let's take a look at the scenario book a little bit more in detail. Okay, so we have quite a few scenarios, some module rules as well. So the first 12 pages is basically module rules. So we have our rules. French forces, and then French forces here, West German. Then we have Soviets as well. Oh, Belgians. Those are Belgian forces. Okay. Those are Belgian forces, not Eastern German. Anti-tank, French emplacements. Rubber boats, scenario information. By the way, what's really cool is that this might be something I might be getting into a couple of these, or this one for sure. The Bear and the Jackal, which is Afghanistan for the Soviets. So we have our air assault. So this is that huge map. Again, the huge map as well. Boy, this map gets used for sure, which is good to see. Okay. Don't want to... So in this case, we're using part of that one. Now we get into the other ones as well. Here's the Falklands. I have that one. Large map again. Just a small area of the map. Again, large map. Yankee Hammer, first blowing. So we're using 2 of the maps here. Now this one's using, so this is a big map too, and it's using quite a few maps. That's pretty cool. I'm going to go through here. That's going to be a long scenario. Hell on wheels, yep. Follow stance. Definitely large number of forces here. I'm impressed with this. This is looking pretty cool. The scenarios. I do like this. We may use the smaller maps. I'm not sure, but go through here. Backwater. Touchy-feely. The hunter is now the hunted. Where's the subs? Where's the subs? No, I'm just kidding. And then bloody as hell. So, quite a few scenarios, and a lot of them using that large map. So that's pretty cool. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the Heroes Against the Red Star, the 4K X maps. I'm not too worried about the plastic bag because these are just going to go straight into that box. They give you that nice, good, 3-4 inch box. I mean, seriously, that's a huge, huge, huge box. So let me pull these out and then we'll take a look at them. One thing that I do like about getting the 4X maps are the fact that they have kind of the same map. So in this case, 22 and 22. But they add the overlays automatically on the map, so you're not having to put overlays on them, and it gives you a bunch of that good. So in this case, we have that large map. They give us it into 4 different maps, 58 A, B, C, and D, which is nice because if you only need one portion of the map, maybe you might not have to have all of them out there. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. And we'll just take a look at this. So we have 27M, definitely city. And then on the back side, we have 27OM, which instead of a road, it has a river. So usually during the scenarios, they would say, treat the road from here to here as a river. In this case, it's already taken care of for you. So then we have 26M. Let's take a look at this. The color, I do love these maps. These are awesome. Like why not? Like, this is awesome for the maps. Absolutely love these maps. It's such good detail. So here's 24M and OM. Looks like, I'm just looking here to see, like up here, they have the differences. So maybe I can see it better when I actually flip it over here. But we have houses here. I mean, seriously, look at the quality of these. And then we flip, oh, it's a railroad track. That's what it is. 24OM has a railroad track going right down the middle. That's the difference. Okay. I was wondering why this was taking less time. It's because these maps are, I didn't do the maps yet. That's why. So 23M, and then we'll have 23OM, which looks like, again, river down the center instead of a road. So we'll flip these over this way. Yep. River down the center. And bridge navigation. Uh, 22M, and so 22OM looks like there's a river. Yep. Yep. A river we got going here. So that'll be interesting. So definitely some interesting. Okay, so what we have here now is we have those maps. So 58C and D. And so they do they overlap, or do they just, so they just butt up against each other. So if you're only playing like half the map, you only need the bottom half, here you go. Because some of them only did have the bottom half. So that's pretty cool. And then you have the two hot top halves. A and B, again, they just butt up. I like the fact that they butt up and it's not an overlap. Sometimes overlaps just annoy me. Although it looks like it probably should overlap a little bit. Because it's down here. Like it's not quite. Yeah. Yeah, so it probably's gotta, it's gonna like overlap just a teeny bit here. Anyways, it's like just a little bit. Yeah. So, but anyways, the maps are really good. And if you look at the trees, look at the forest. Like there's actually it's 3D. So it's really, really cool with that. So definitely, if you get any of the Lock and Load Tactical, definitely it's worth the money to do the 4X maps. because they do give you the ones where they're not like, okay, so scenario specific rule. You gotta. This is now a this is a river and not a road, or this is a railroad track and not a road. So definitely, to me, worth it. I know that was one thing that speaking when I've spoken to David at Lock and Load Tactical, that was one of the cool things that he did do with the X maps. So I definitely recommend getting the X maps. So there we go. There we have it. You have your advanced recon of Heroes Against the Red Star by Lock and Load Publishing for the Lock and Load Tactical system. Have a great day.